got two.
Okay. Hey folks, Wolf Driver coming to you live. This is part 2. We've been out on this trail for over 3 hours today. Due to some mechanical difficulties with the bike, the dogs are doing great. You're taking a look at Princess, the 15-year-old Husky right now. She's in the back in her special seat. She's done 3.5 to 4 miles today. Right now you're taking a look at Jag in the blue harness, and Jim, as the camera pans over, coming along the side of Zorro, passing by me, and Chase in front. Great views we're getting on a early spring day. It's getting towards nightfall. We may go live with some night broadcasting IR cameras. The dogs have been wanting to finish the trail, if you will, or finish our run today. This is about a 50-mile trail. We're probably 5 miles deep into it right now. We're not going to do the whole thing. We were looking to do 10 to 15, and because we got so sidetracked, I'm not sure how much of that we'll get out of our day here, but we're running a good clip right now, and everybody's happy. What happened was we had a little bit of mechanical problems, more than a little bit, with the Wolfmobile, which is what you've been seeing me on lately. It's the red, white, and blue dog-powered go-kart, I call it. It's truly not dog-powered. It can be, but most of the time, as you see, the dogs are on the side, and they're just trotting or running along with pedals that I have, pedal assist and motor assist. So that enables me to take dogs of any size, including old dogs like Princess, because they don't have to pull. They can simply trot along. And I put the fastest or the most pulling dogs, the dogs most likely to pull, in the front, which are Chase and Zorro, and the slower dogs behind. Normally they'd call them wheel dogs on a real sled dog team, and that way they can kind of follow along, and the dogs in front can do the pulling if they prefer, and the dogs behind can just kind of follow in their footsteps and trot along. Now, if everybody gets a little tired or we get to a more aggressive hill, I can certainly kick the motor in, which I'm doing now. And this is, someone had said, well, that's a lot of weight. It certainly is a lot of weight. That's why we don't require the dogs to pull. But that being said, when you're on level ground, which most of these trails are on, at least rails to trails, once you start rolling, you're pretty good shape. And we try to run trails if they're hilly, if there is a downward hill way, we try to run them that way. If not, we try to go the path of least resistance. Let's put it that way. We're crossing mile 37. What's that make us, Jim?
We started at 42.
Closer to 43, I think. So about 6 miles.
Yep.
Yeah, I was right. I said about 5 miles.
5.5.
5.5 to 6 miles in right now. Princess was down for most of the run. She was engaged, so that means that we were going at a walking and sometimes even a crawling space, where we were doing 1.5 to 3 miles per hour tops. With her up, I can do anywhere from 5 to 7 miles per hour, and if we really want to air it out and we start going super fast, I can always put Jag up, and then I would be able to run Zorro and Chase. And the reason Jag would have to go up, his short legs make it harder for him to keep up. He can't stride like Zorro and Chase can, because they've got a longer body and a taller body. But right now we've got a pretty good pace going on, and he's doing great. If you see him start to bounce, that's when it starts becoming harder on his pads. Either put booties on or put him up. We try to get him some of his quicker pace in, but to make sure his pads are always in shape and toned, for lack of a better description, but just don't want to overdo that. Look at that house, Jim. Right now everybody's doing super. We're going kind of downhill. Dogs have full control of the power. I am off the motor, but I'm coming up to a little hill which I may kick the motor in. Just giving you a step-by-step description here. Actually, I'm gonna let them pull. Now, this is kind of in a residential area, but this trail is well maintained and well defined. Fences around a lot of it. Asphalt's marks the trail. What time is it? What time is it really, though? You think it's 6:30, 7:30? slow us down a little because we'll start to kick the speed in with the Jagster, and might get a little too aggressive for him speedless. 717. Cool. Chris thought we might not want to go through the town, but it's not really a town because this is Leesburg, Virginia. So again, I'm on the Mushmobile. We changed from the red, white, and blue Wolfmobile because of the mechanical difficulties. This bike is actually a little more trail friendly, but you can't go off-road with it as much because it doesn't have four-wheel drive. I mean, it's got pretty aggressive tires, as you see, though they're getting worn out. They're orange, if you can't tell, with the daylight. What's that?
Shaggy likes it.
He does. He's happy because it's not making any noise. Jag is, Huskies are usually pretty confident dogs, but sometimes they get a little apprehensive because their family members, their owners, if you will, don't know what to make of them or how to handle them sometimes. Sometimes their vocal ways, people think as them talking back, and their independent nature. People consider that a deficit with them and go about it the wrong way to train them. So you can actually make them less confident than they are normally. You can really damage them in that way. So what we want to do first thing with any Husky is get the energy out of them in any way possible, and that's why you see me on here doing what I do. I mean, I love it, but they need to run, and there's a million ways to get them to run and keep them excited about it. But a game of fetch won't do it for a Husky. So what we usually have to do is find things that are very prey-driven. All dogs are prey-driven. They're probably more than most, and I actually do something with them called lure coursing, which is more for sight hounds, but some other dogs will pick up on it. Sight hounds have keen vision, and it's usually an unscented toy or flag they're chasing, so a sight hound can see the flag go around the course, where most other dogs can sometimes sense the movement because their eyes are trained to find movement, but because there's no scent, won't be as engaged. Two of my dogs, meaning Princess and Zorro, really like it, and this is from a 3 to 5 acre course, so it's pretty big. I understand they're opening little courses, if you will, or courses where everybody can participate in. Something like, almost a batting cage or a golf driving range. You pay a fee, get to run your dogs around the course. Most dogs are good with a couple laps. Huskies, on the other hand, need about 15 miles worth of laps. Zorro over here has done 15 plus miles chasing this flag around the course. If you are wondering, want a visual of this, go on the internet and put WooFDriver Mazing Chase. Not amazing, but just mazing, M-A-Z-I-N-G, chase, or lure coursing, but WooFDriver, W-O-O-F driver, and you'll really get a understanding of what I'm talking about, or at least a better understanding. So that's one of the ways to appeal to their prey drive. Plus, an activity like this, where there's scents all around, smells and scents, they will be able to get very excited. And even though you're technically not chasing prey, they think they are, because they're smelling it, and their one-track mind is on the idea of, let me see what I can find. What's up ahead here, Jim? Right side. That's unusual. Oh, because they're on this path. I thought it was deer at first. I trained my eyes to be like the dogs. I look for movement. Really good area. The first part of the trail was not as, I guess, scenic as this. Scenic might be the wrong word. We got electric towers over here, power lines, whatever. But I guess just not as much to look at. Hello. So, but there's just more here. There's a little covered patio area, whatever you call this, lounge area, and again, well defined with these fences. Probably maybe for water runoff or housing communities. I'm not sure. Hear dogs in the distance. Now this bike is comfortable, but it's a little tight because of its narrow footprint. Again, it's about 32 inches wide. Most trail gates, what they call them the ballards, they're poles that hold a gate or divide a trail to keep gas-powered vehicles off, like ATVs, cars, trucks, etc., are usually supposed to be at a minimum of 36 inches. So this bike easily fits through that. But we've gotten to them where they've been narrower than that. And all of my other bikes have like a 35, 36 inch footprint, except for the big Wolfmobile, which is more like 40 inch. So we usually have to do our homework before we enter some of these trails, especially with a big bike. Awesome when you can just turn this bike on and it runs.
Yeah, the brakes just goes up a little, but it worked out good. If you work the kinks out of it, you gotta go and quick.
Hey Jim, let's give everyone a drink. Oh guys. Well, it's still daylight. I'll show everybody what that's all about in case you weren't tuned in before. By the way, if you have any comments or questions, excuse me while I get the phone here. This is Bill. Hello? Hello? Hey. Hello? Hey. Hey, how's it going? Good. Can I call you? We're trying to finish the trail out. Well, and we're on a live broadcast. Everything's good. The bike had problems, so we're on the other bike now. It took a lot of our time up. Virginia, near Northern Virginia, Fairfax. Okay, love you. Call you later. Bye-bye. Sorry, that was Mrs. WooFDriver. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please go ahead. Just want to shout out. Go ahead and say something on the feed you're watching. I'll try to look it up and say hey to you. Let me see if I can. I just want to make sure we're on all my WooFDriver pages here. So for some reason we weren't on the last one, and I want to make sure we are. So I'm going to share this right now, and I'll be right back with you folks. Okay, so any questions here? Any comments? Let me see. I'm going through here. We got a comment, and it says, I see. Hi, Jean. Jean was saying, Jean Marie Manning. So wonderful to see you. She said she sees Princess, and she's doing all right for an old lady. For any of us, she's doing good. Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. She's getting a drink of water there, as you see. And looking here. I'd love to give people shout outs. It's a great time of the evening. I'm pumped up because we're having a great day and all is well here in Wolfland. Let's see if there's any. Cool. Looks like I got everybody in. Get a little nippy out, Jimmy.
Yes, sir. It's going to get nippy.
They've been traveling pretty good.
Hear who?
You hear them? Chase is waiting patiently for his drink. So, folks, again, kind of surreal. We're trucking along, urban mushing style, the Washington and Old Dominion Trail.
I know you're thirsty.
Everybody, water's coming to you. You could tell when they're moving at a quicker clip because they're thirsty. They're working. Wonder where Crispy will meet us.
I don't know when the next exit is.
Cool. We usually water the dogs, usually from the first 1 to 3 or 4 miles, and then from there on out, every 2.5 miles or so. Roughly 2.5 miles, the whole trip. And again, it all depends on weather and conditions and what kind of pace we're traveling at. We carry about 5 gallons of water. Keep in mind, that's about 40 pounds. A lot of these trails have access to water, and if conditions are right, sometimes we can take the dogs to the water to cool down, or we can go down and collect water if we ever need it, but we always carry enough. It's one of the most important things we carry is the water in the bowl. That's what I always say, water in bowl, do we have it on board? Easy, guys. Thirsty, weren't they, Jim?
Yeah, everybody drank good, even Princess.
Princess was drinking good, too. Might have to do a second round.
Really?
Okay, Chase, relax.
We ain't never
Chase is very excited to keep the train moving. Got a good day, bud.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit of work.
Well, that's why you got the second bike on the trail.
But I'll tell you what, this bike is nice because it's narrower.
Nice that it came together that well.
Yeah.
Quick. Really, it worried me because I asked him before we left about was that we ready. He said, "Chris, Jim, I don't know. We had a little trail in 3 months."
I think we should ride this for a little while from now on. We don't have to worry about
that
kids.
Need some work.
Yeah.
That's gonna need,
But that's what happens. We wear these out, then we change over to another bike. Baby might want some more. Baby's Princess, if you didn't know. Yeah, the nighttime, because we actually do this at nighttime. I'm probably one of the few people that have actually invested in a pretty sophisticated pair of military-grade night vision goggles. Originally, when I first started doing this, before I had a crew, before these dogs were even a thought in their mama's eyes, with my other Huskies, I'd go out and my work schedule only allowed me to come at nighttime. Remember, it gets dark early during the winter, so that was the only time I could do it after work, 4 or 5 o'clock, and the trail was dark by then. So I'd have to take some way of lighting the trail up, and back then there wasn't good LED lights. It was, you're good, you're in? Come on, guys, hike. So we had to actually, I had to get, well, I looked around, and the internet wasn't as big back then, but Amazon was around, and I was able to I heard about night vision goggles. They were very expensive, but I was able to put the money together to buy a really good pair, and I was so impressed. You could see literally in just dark with no light, literally the dark at night, I should say. And it was so incredible because my dogs would start going really fast when we were out on the trail. 38, Jimmy, 36? 36. They would start going really fast when we were out on the trail, and I'd be like, what are they chasing? What are they doing? And lo and behold, when I got the night vision goggles, I saw possum and raccoon. That's what they were chasing. So again, they're tethered to the bike. They weren't going to catch it, but I get out on the trail, and you never know how a wild animal's going to react. So it was much better I could see them. But I had a bunch of bike riders on the trail once. I could see them way in the distance, and I could make the proper accommodations for them, move over, whatever. And they were like, how did you know we were coming? And I didn't tell them I kind of hid the night vision goggles because I didn't want them to think, looks like military, looks kind of peculiar. So I didn't want to make that too well known. Thought that was a bear on that tree. No, it's good for 4 hours, so he's still got 4 or 6 hours. Dog's down there, Chase is whining a little. You see the dogs turning towards him. Yeah, so that's the night vision goggles story. So since then, I've invested in some less expensive. I still have my best pair. I've invested in some less expensive pairs. They haven't come down a whole lot in price. I mean, you're talking, I think there's 4 generations of them. I've got like a 3rd generation. to give you an idea, a fourth generation is probably around $10,000. So first generations now you can get for $100. Second generation, you're starting to get close to $1,000. The third generation, you're in the thousands. So just giving you an idea. But I was able to get some first generation for my team. Uh-oh. Bike rider. G over. Sure, thank you. Oh, thank you. You too. Enjoy your ride. Thank you so much. It's great when people let you know they're passing. Sometimes you get the bike trails and anywhere people don't know, and they see you going slow. I mean, we're moving at a decent clip. They're going faster, obviously, but they think that you're holding one position, which I do because I know what to expect. But I believe me, I check the mirrors and everything, but you still, some of these bike riders moving 30 miles per hour plus. So it's nice when they give you a little notice. But I was able to get some night vision goggles, cheap ones, for my team, and I started an adventure with these dogs and my pit crew team, and it was amazing. And through that, we got infrared lights to boost even the night vision goggles, and then we got LED came around, and we were able to get pretty good lighting, efficient lighting, I should say, that we can keep going. So we usually use lights now to light our way, just regular white light in the night. But that being said, the cameras I use still won't see really good far away with the white light, so I still use infrared lights to boost the camera's view. Certain cameras, now these cameras are specially made for me or what I do. They're not usually, oh guys, oh, they're not commercially available. Good boy, Chase. Jesus. If it's off the trail, we're probably good. Good, Jimmy? Good. Come on, Chase. Now this is, he wants to avoid walking in his droppings. Now that was off to the side of the trail, so we're okay. So he'll spin around, and the dog behind him can take that as an aggressive move. So that's why I kind of pushed him out of the way and got going. But lighting now, headlights and lights for bikers, people on bike trails like this, are so good now that that's all we need. But for the camera view, unless you're going to light this thing up like a stadium, you just it wouldn't be enough light. So I usually get my cameras modified to I know a few shops that'll make them infrared. Come on, guys. And that'll allow the camera to see at night. It's really cool. Sometimes the camera you can see further than you can with the white light. It's kind of cool. Here's a cool view, folks. We're crossing another major highway. Now this bridge is a lot wider, but you'll get a cool view of it. And you can see, notice how confident the dogs again are. No problem. They're good to go. Okay, they smell something up here. Jim, you seeing it, watching them? Because there's something up here. It might just be horses on the side. Do you see anything in the distance? With the dog? Another mile marker, buddy. 35.5 right now. Roughly for us, it's about 7.5 miles for these dogs. And this is what it's all about. They're in full stride right now. Okay. Not bouncing like you would think. Yeah, that's what I think. Or they're just, because it's dark, they're just seeing the movement. Oh, he's ready. They get fired up at nighttime too. I wonder, can you pick up his vocal, Chase? He's whining and carrying on. We're moving at an unbelievable clip. There is? Is he on leash? Oh, he's got a dog. Is it on leash? tell? He acts like he's on leash. Easy, guys. Road up ahead too. Yeah. Can you tell if he's on leash? Easy, guys. Easy, guys. Easy. Howdy. How are you? Good, thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. Come on, guys. Yep, come on. So the dogs can smell the other dog. No, you know, but I'm not surprised. That's what they do. Way ahead. That's why they were kicking on the turbocharge, rolling it out. Great time of night here, folks. I can't tell you how cool this is. It's great. So they're burning off their energy, which is what I was trying to do by getting the extra mileage in from when the other bike broke down. In case you're just joining us, I'm the Wolf Driver here live at the Washington and Old Dominion Trail in the Northern Virginia area. This is what's the date today, Jimmy? 23rd, I think. Somewhere around March 23rd. 2019, and we're roughly 7:30 in the evening, something like that. We're crossing a road here. Got traffic on my left. No, I don't think, but I'll look left. I don't have a name of a road for you. I'll wait till this guy goes. So we're always cautious crossing the roads, even though this guy was well in the distance. There is a car coming there, so he might be stopping for me. Come on, guys, chase. I think that dog was pretty close to us. Yep. Yep. You should get that, Jim. So we always abide by all the cleanup rules because we hope everyone else does. And I'm just checking because the dog was close to us that we passed again, and I want to make sure we're still far enough away. Not that anything would happen, but again, we're like a magnet for most dogs because it looks like a party. I got 4 dogs with me, like a dog pack or a wolf pack, if you will, and they want to be part of the party.
We're good.
You in?
Yeah.
Come on, guys, hike. The dogs keep looking back because they're curious. They want to know. Mile marker, Jimmy?
35.
About 7.5, 8 miles.
5, 6, 7.5. Maybe, yeah, 7.5 or 8.
Ooh, that smells good, buddy. You got me thinking about food. So in case you didn't know, Princess is 15.5 and she's in her special seat we have. She's done about 4 miles today at 2 different times. She did about 3.5 and then she got a second win because we had to stop for a while. We had mechanical problems with the WooFMobile, which has been my bike of choice lately. It's the red, white, and blue one. And we had issues with that, so we had to pull the spare bike down. Lately the spare bike's been the Mushmobile. And that's the one with the orange tires. If you can see them now, they're kind of loud, and we want to be loud. We want people to see us. And actually, well, Princess laid down, but she actually didn't. So we're running in a cool early spring day. It really cooled off because we're heading towards the evening, and dogs are just getting fueled on the coolness. we're running on Dry Mill Road in Leesburg, Virginia, in case you're following us on Google Maps. You're looking right, I'm looking left. Okay, ho.
Okay, you got time. Go ahead.
Good?
20 times.
So when we're dark, now we do have proper lighting on here.
Good.
Haven't turned it on yet, but want to be careful, of course.
You might want to turn your light on.
Yes, next road we cross, I will. These days I'm carrying, I use a light that is extremely bright, but it's a smart light. You can program how long you're going to be on the trail for, and it'll give you the brightest light there. But sometimes the brightest light's even too bright. I mean, these lights today are unbelievable. So it's expensive, but well worth it. When you do what I do, you have to make the investment into fine gear. Looks like people down here, Jimmy. I'm not positive. But, so we're starting to get towards the town of Leesburg. So I'm going to put the dogs a little bit over to the right. Again, I'm pretty narrow, so I don't have to be as concerned as I normally am. Howdy. And right now, again, for the Google Map followers, we're at Southwest Valley View Avenue in Leesburg, Virginia.
I look right.
I'll look left.
Good. Good.
I see a car, but it looks way up there. Valley View Avenue. Who does? Is he coming? We're just rolling along, folks. This is incredible that I'm able to share this experience with everyone. Love it, because it's getting towards nightfall and the camera's still getting a relatively clean view as the sun sets in the sky. And getting towards twilight. Dogs are bright because they're white. Sorry you can't see as well with his dark color, but we're still getting good view, and I'm happy. We're clocking miles now. Got a walker or somebody up here, Jim.
Dog.
On leash?
Yep. Careful, big dog.
34 and a half we just crossed. Bike rider too, I think. No. Thank you. Come on, Zaro. Was that a young kid?
Young man.
Oh, okay. Sometimes they don't have as good control, so. Yeah, when you go through these towns, you're going to run into a lot of dogs. A lot of people walking their dogs, and again, we're like a magnet for them because they see my dogs and they think it's a party. So soon I might switch to broadcast, go into nighttime mode, folks. That's a really special treat, but I want to make sure to give you a view right now of these cool sky hues you're getting. The sun as it's going down in the sky. This is King Street, South King Street in Leesburg, Virginia right now, live at the WooFDriving. Okay. No, it's a car. It's kind of. They're stopping for us. It looks like. No. Thank you. Come on, guys. That's a historic district. Thank you, buddy. Coming by? I can't. Are you passing? I don't hear anybody. I don't see anybody. How cool is this, folks? I love it. Sorry, I keep saying that. Just so. Yep, I will. Once we cross this bridge, we'll maybe switch over in the nighttime mode, bud.
I got a headlamp if you want it.
Cool, and I got the headlight on. Crossing a cool bridge right now, actually, over a little canal, a little waterway, if you will. We got plenty of room. Okay. Boy, that concrete really falls off there. It caught me. That's okay. No problem. So we're actually going through the town right at twilight, and hope everyone can take this view in. This is some epic stuff here. I'll try to read the signs. What's this sign say? Crooked Run Brewing. That's what we need, a brewery now. Yeah, we're gonna go right through town, folks. Harrison Road, it looks like. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Come on, guys. How's that?
Up the hill.
Yep. So I'm still keeping us in the daytime mode. I'm talking about the camera now, folks, so you can appreciate the colors. Because once I get, and kind of what's going on around us, because once I turn it into nighttime mode, it just comes black and white, or maybe pink and white, depending on the camera I'm using. But it does allow you to see much more detail than you're seeing now. But maybe not quite as exciting as it is now, twilight time. Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll switch up. Taggy doing good? Always have to check on my dogs. Most important part of my trip. Wow, getting some really cool views though. So I remember Cal Ripken, woman Oriole fan, we're from Baltimore, and remember him saying the hardest time of day to play baseball, he thought. Those look like old kilns, Jim.
Huh?
Look like old kilns. Kilns, yep, they probably are. Someone around us? Nope. So I remember him saying, mile marker 34. He was saying that the hardest time of day to play baseball for him was twilight. And I think it's one of the coolest times of day because it's just, you know, I like going into the night. Nighttime's always mysterious. I like ghost hunting. And it just seems to fire me up as well as everybody else, meaning on my crew, my dogs. We start at 42, so about 8.5 miles now.
Yep.
Boy, when we really do some mileage, don't we? Well, he will, won't he? I was going to tell you to put the brake on, but you don't have a brake, do you? Do you? Okay, I'm just going to try to put my glove on. No, I had to, because I had to touch something on the screen and the glove wouldn't let me. I have not been drinking. Just trying to put my glove on. This was the hardest part to cross, I remember, with Dave, because I went through here with him. I think he got off here. We're crossing Catoctin, Southwest Catoctin Road, I believe. Well, we can hit the cross link. Let me try that. Reminds me a little bit when we went through Washington, D.C. at night. Jason's like, what is that? Here we go. You tell me if I'm clear, though, Jim.
Got the walk sign, good.
Okay. But you know people. Christ, they don't give you much time, do they?
14 seconds. Get your ass across.
Jim, we're on kid-friendly TV. What kind of cussing's that? I said we're on kid-friendly TV. What kind of cussing's that? Nah, you weren't too bad. We'll give you a pass on that one. So we're still at twilight mode, folks. In case you're just joining us, again, you're with WooFDriving live on the Washington and Old Dominion Trail at twilight in Northern Virginia, United States of America. For those of you that are watching out of the country, I know Facebook lets you broadcast worldwide. What's that, bud?
You probably really need a license to bicycle.
Yep. Okay. Ask and you shall receive, Big Jim. So I just turn on some pretty heavy lighting here. I think it's too bright. Yep. And I'll switch us into night mode once we get a little further up here. Oh, they see something down there, Jim. This hour of night, it could be anything. It could be a possum. It could be the reflection. Do you see? Oh, okay. You said it could be somebody. I'm gonna let's switch the cameras, Jim. Oh, guys. Yeah, man. Okay, folks. So I'm gonna take down this broadcast and come right back at you in nighttime mode. I can't switch it without taking down the broadcast. So I hope you're enjoying it, and hope you join us again in about 5 minutes. WooFDriving signing off, and I'll be right back at you. Twilight in Northern Virginia.